Hello, welcome to the Catholic League Report. Nick, we got a great piece up on our website, catholicleague.org. Be sure to check it out on why liberals are prone to groupthink. There's a lot going on here. It's a phenomenon that people have been commenting on for a while, as Bill points out. What's sort of the crux of the argument here?
Yeah. The crux of the argument is that liberals, they live in a bubble. They live in a ghetto. They have these ideas that they think are the best, that these are utopian, that these are going to change society, and then when they don't get implemented, they think, why were these were the ideas all my friends had, these are ideas everyone I knew had, why aren't they being implemented? There was one good example that Bill put in his piece about a journalist, I believe at the New York Times, who was so shocked that Nixon won 49 of the 50 states, or won in a landslide in his election. She said, all these people that I knew, they didn't vote for Nixon, they voted for Mondale. How could this happen? Well, it's the fact that they live in this sort of intellectual bubble, in this place where they don't think for themselves. They just think everyone thinks the way they think, and that's the way it is. So it's definitely something that's kind of tale as old as time for the liberals.
Yeah, and this is one of the interesting things. So there's a couple of different competing theories on why people think fall into this sort of lemming mentality, this groupthink. Is the intelligentsia, the liberal intellectuals, the super elite, they like to say, well, we like to think of things in the abstract. So as a result, as you peel back layers of society, you're going to see fewer ways to see the exact same problem. It's all just very theoretical, and there's fewer theoretical solutions than there are real world solutions, right? Another one is that these people spend more time in academia, they spend more time in the boardrooms, they spend less time actually working with their hands, doing the actual real world work, and as a result, they fall into, as you were saying, the utopian school of thought, and they sort of think about these things. And I know Bill's talked about this a lot at length. This is one of the things that you particularly look from these cultural progressive types. They reject human nature. They reject the laws of nature. They reject nature's God, and as a result, they fall into this utopian sort of thinking of everything can be perfected, everything can be fixed. And you see that a lot in the professions that tend to donate more to the Liberal Party, the Democratic Party, right? Those are your lawyers, your communications people,
Professors,
activists, those types. Whereas if you look at the biggest donors to the Republican Party lately, the more traditional conservative party, they're the plumbers, they're the lawn guys, the factory workers. Yeah. They're the people working with their hands, and as a result, right, you see the world for what it is. I always love my wife, but like whenever we do a project, right, I'm like, okay, I'm the one actually doing it. She's like, oh, they'll look really pretty if we do it this way. I'm like, yes, but that's going to be like 2 extra days on the project. But we could just get this done now if we just do a quick, fix with some duct tape here. And that is the thing. When you're working with your hands, you see things for what they are. When you're not working with your hands and you're looking at things from this sort of utopian, sort of everything can be perfected, you fall into this trap, and as a result, everyone thinking like that, you just then get completely divorced from reality, right?
Absolutely. Like you said, these people that work in these big jobs, the intellectuals, they're working there, but they're not actually doing, well, they're working, but like I said, they're in the bubble, and they're not like the working class that we've talked about so many times, the lawn people and the plumbers and all those who actually who have common sense. There's a big difference between those two sides.
Yeah. So be sure to check out our website, catholicleague.org, to read the full piece. And thanks, Nick.
All right, thank you, Mike.